Hello, you. It's me. I'm back again, and we are back again. There's not too much of a preamble. We are back in Broken Sword. It's episode 6. We got some pretty good progress last week. This week, I have got my massive bottle of squash with me, so that should keep me going through. It's a 2-litre bottle. I filled it almost 1.5 litres because I like to live dangerously, but it should keep me going. Edgehead, hello and welcome back. Very happy to have you here. So last week we got pretty far here in Syria. So one thing I do need to do is just do that slightly. We are in Syria. We managed to get the guy that I've completely forgotten the name of. He's now agreed to give us a lift to somewhere where hopefully we can get some answers for something. So I think I'm going to have to speak to him and then we carry on. I'm pretty sure I think that's what we should do. That's what it feels like we should do.
Hello again,
Altar, that's his name. Altar's very quiet.
His most splendid and adventurous client.
Cool. We're on the way. I thought it might have crashed then for a moment. Is he not just going to take me to the thing? What? Okay, maybe I need to
See you around, Altar.
get...
There you
Maybe just use the gates or something? I'm not sure on this one. He's literally... I know it's been a week for us, but in game, he's literally just agreed to take us away with him. So we're going to walk through Altar, apparently.
I figured going out into the countryside was a pretty good way to get lost.
Okay, so that's a no. Same thing we got before. I was thinking that would just take us up and round like it did before. Which it looks like it is doing. Right, I don't know how we're this stuck already, honestly. We were meant to just get in the car and go. I don't know why we're getting stuck here. I need some non-brand cola drink.
Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George.
It's a little bit more laggy than
Such
normal.
a pleasure to see you
What's going
again.
And I can ask her about... Is that the kebab seller? Yeah.
Have you had anything from the kebab stand?
Hey, Evans, no, with my digestion.
Pearl. She's a card.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
I'm really a bit stuck because Altar definitely just agreed to take me. Let's go back and chat. Is he going to go? Come on, George.
Hi there, Dwayne.
Oh no, Dwayne. I've accidentally clicked Dwayne. But Dwayne might give me something, you never know. I mean, he gave me $50 for a rubbish statue that I made up, so... We'll see, I guess. It is taking a moment to load.
Hi there, George. How can I help you, young fella?
What I'm going to do is you'll see this is on purpose now. I'm just going to make sure that the disc is okay, because it's a bit... Yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. I'm going to give it a lucky rub on my t-shirt anyway. So what you get is you get to witness now the PlayStation 1 intro. So volume up, eh? That's if it works. Sometimes on turning on, it's a bit weird. But that is if you haven't seen it, by the way, that's the disc for Broken Sword on PS1. Very red. Much redder than the box is. Much more red. Right. Go up in there. Close. It's got a temperamental close on my PS1 as well. And let's hope that that's a bit better. We hadn't actually got anywhere and hadn't done anything. So Fingers crossed. What a beautiful intro. The best video game console intro ever? Some people say PS2, but I thought PS2 was just okay compared to that. So this is what I see every Sunday at a minimum, because this was on all of them. This was on like every PS1 game, wasn't it? This one. Yeah, Stuffed Donkey. Good to have you back. And yeah, that sound is just. It is beautiful.
Paris in the fall. The last months of the year.
I don't want
the
you
end
to
of
talk to
my
me
life.
about Paris in the fall, George. It's number 1, autumn. Paris in the autumn. Number 2, I just want to load the game. See, this was a weird one because it didn't have like a main menu. It had the intro and you're in game, which was a bit odd. I mean, it was very odd. So you got to get in game and then load the game. Very strange. Very strange. Right. Yep. Picking himself up after the bomb blast, which we got past years ago, George. I mean, it's been at least 6 weeks.
As I picked myself up.
Yeah, all you could hear. I'm going to skip through this. You don't need to see this. And now we can get through and restore, not load, restore in this game. Come on. Oh, okay. I can't remember which one it was. I'm going to load Broken Sword 2, just in case. I say Broken Sword 2, my second save of Broken Sword 1. And we'll see. It could have been that I'd loaded the wrong save game, and that's why he wasn't just taking me to the place with the bull. I think that is where we're going. Oh, Doc, happy Father's Day. Thank you very much. Oh, Wii U. Wow. We've got a Wii U somewhere in the house. And our eldest Micro Bandit keeps on badgering me to set it up so we can play it. But I can't think that we've got any games for it left. Like, at all. But he's got Nintendo Switch. He should be happy. But I love that he loves retro games. We were having a discussion. We went round to the in-laws' house for Father's Day today. Oh, Danzig, you're an absolutely beautiful person. Happy Father's Day to you as well. I hope your little ones had a lovely day. And obviously, I hope that you've had a lovely day. Right, I've loaded the wrong save. Because Ultar's sat there. I don't know how far back we are, so I'm going to go... Ignore the hideously pixelated Broken Sword logo. So yeah, we went round to the in-laws. We had a lovely barbecue. It was delicious. Had a lovely barbecue. Couldn't be beat. But I couldn't remember the name of the video game. And I was like... I turned to my eldest Micro Bandit. And I said, what's that Star Wars game? And he was just like, Daddy, there are so many Star Wars games. I was like, I know, but because we were talking about what we wanted remakes of. I said I wanted a remake of the Star Wars game. Let's see if you folks can get it. I'll pull it out in a minute. Easy now. See if you can get it, because the way that I described it to him was that Star Wars game where you've got the gun and you can change it and now it's a sniper rifle, and then you can change it and now it's an assault rifle, and you can change it and now it's a grenade launcher. That is what she said. Yes. Oh, Danzig's passed the vibe check. Get in. So yeah, if you can guess what game that was, I will give you £0, because honestly, this costs me more than I make. But I will give you internet props if you can get it, because the eldest Micro Bandit did get it, and I was so proud of him. He wasn't even born when it released, but I've instilled a love of retro games. Right, okay. I've got to... Literally, Ultar's come down... What's happened in terms of Broken Sword? It's been a week for us. It's been seconds for Ultar. So Ultar's come downstairs from the bar because I finally gave him £50. Number one, the fact that I had to go off and seek and get $50 when George is just flying willy-nilly from Ireland to Paris to Spain... We're putting that behind us. We've drawn a line in the sand, and we've moved past it. We've given Ultar, who stood here, we've given him is $50 US. And he said he would take us to this place with the bull.
Hello again, Ultar.
But he hasn't taken us there. And from what I can see, there's no option.
His most splendid and adventurous client.
Like, there's usually behind me, there's the options. But I don't get, look, I don't just here. I don't get anything. You can convert weapons as a Quake like Star Wars. No, it's not. If nobody's going to get it, it is the absolutely wonderful. If you haven't played this game, by the way, it's backwards compatible on Xbox, and it is absolutely worth it. It is one of the best first-person shooter games of all time, and one of the best Star Wars games of all time. It is Star Wars Republic Commando. Absolutely beautiful game, and you played a squad of Republic Commandos. You had 4 troops, and you would order them around. It was brilliant, but oh no, not quite that old. I mean, this is still 2005, and he was born in 2013. He's nearly 10. I feel so old. I'm going to put that there so I can file it away properly again. But yeah, you had number one. I need maybe the Grail Cup. Not the Grail Cup. We don't want to get the lawyers involved.
Have you ever seen
Jedi
anything like this
Academy
chalice?
was good. Also
No.
very good. Star Wars Jedi Power Battles. Very good game. Very good game. I've got quite a few Star Wars games, actually. I've got a good number of Star Wars games. I still haven't, I said I was going to last week, I still haven't filed that really rather embarrassing, breaking the fourth wall slightly, like stack of PS2 games. Still haven't done it. Still haven't done it. And in fact, no, I'm not gonna point you down there because it is just incredibly messy. Star Wars Dark Forces. I haven't played that one. This guy was meant to be taking me. Literally looks like Doom. I love it when the old games you have. StarArs came
What
too
does
far,
this
went
point
too
of
long
change
ago.
mean
Yes.
to you?
We
You've
do
got
love Star
prospects
Wars
so
here.
you
That's
can
I've got the
still
Star
change.
Wars, the old Star Wars
You're so
tattoo.
strange cookie, Mr.
Lord of the Rings as well. I honestly don't know how I'm meant to get Ultar to take me to this damn place.
You're sure this was the man?
Yes, indubitably.
That's the man. He took him there. So why won't he? Oh, no. Sorry. I remember. We went down. We spoke to Ultar. He's missing a fan belt. We've got to find a fan belt for the car. I think it was a
See you
fan
around,
belt.
Ultar.
Fare you most splendid,
Right.
good sir.
We've got to find a fan belt before I can do anything. That's why he's not taking me there, is because his car's broken. It's been a week, okay? I've slept since we last played, and I completely forgot what we were actually meant to be doing. I'm going to go and see Nijo, because Nijo's been pretty cool so far. He's definitely on my side. I thought he'd... Oh, the voice acting. I managed to pick out one particular voice actor who's the guy... I only ever remember him as the guy who played a really religious police detective in Jonathan Creek. Years and years and years ago. But, I mean, George is a handsome man with an even more handsome voice. And I'm going to speak to Nijo. I was worried Nijo had thrown me under the bus when he told me to tell the kebab
Hi,
maker
Nijo.
that his kebabs were made out of dog.
Hello again, sir.
But he was actually
And
just
how
getting him
may
out of
I
the way
help you
so that he
this
could
time?
steal his meat baster, which turned out to be the toilet brush. Dun 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 dun. Danse macabre. I love that tune. It is a sexy tune.
What happened to your ball, Nijo?
It is
I
a brilliant
regret to
tune.
say,
I
but it has
loved
been
Jonathan Creek.
confiscated by my father.
Absolutely loved it.
Oh, Nijo,
The
I'm
later
sorry.
seasons,
Not
when
to
he'd
worry,
given
sir.
up magic stuff,
Soon he will forget why he has
didn't
the
like
ball,
those as
and
much,
put it
but
on
they were
this
still pretty
stand.
decent.
At which point, I shall recover it.
Okay.
I'm sorry about the statuette being broken as well.
Again, do not fret, sir.
Again,
It
hopefully the
has
volume's
been on the
okay.
shelf for a long time.
It was in something else
As
recently, really threw me off.
merchandise, it did
What?
not have
I've seen that as well.
legs.
Now it hasn't got any arms either.
We were watching
Very
something and
droll,
Danse
sir.
Macabre came on. Right, he's not going to give me...
See you around, Nijo.
He's not going to give me anything. Maybe that...
Ta-ta for now,
This is going to
sir.
be bad. I can't... If I look on your screen, it might... Sorry, you just get to see me just looking like that. Oh, hello from Mastodon. I love Mastodon as a new social media platform. Like, the defederada stuff, you know, I don't really understand it, to be honest. I understand that it's a lot of small ones
He
that are
didn't have
interconnected.
anything that I
but,
needed.
okay, they don't have anything. Maybe I have to look. Let's go and look.
The stand was hawking ancient machine parts.
Ancient machine parts. They'll have a fan thing.
I couldn't imagine where they'd come from.
No, not
or
Mastodon,
who'd
the
want
metal
them.
band. That would be brilliant. If we just got a load of metalheads in here, that would be fab. Right, can I speak to them now?
He didn't have anything that I needed.
He's literally got stripped down machine parts from a printing press. They're going to have something that is like a fan belt. Oh, so angry. I mean, how am I, like, just where do you... I'm in Syria. Like, my options, I can't pop down to Quick Fit. But we'll speak to Pearl, and maybe she'll get out of the way. But if there's a stripped down printing press, there's going to be something like a fan belt there. But yeah, we were watching something the other day, Danzig. Sorry, I do get off on a tangent. One-way ticket to Tangent Town, really quite often. We were watching something
Hello again,
recently
Pearl.
that had Danse Macabre in it, and it was a really intense bit. And then that came on, and all I could picture was
Why,
Alan
hello,
Davies with his big
George.
curly hair and a
It's
trench
such a
coat.
pleasure to see you again.
Right, I am going to speak to her. I know before we turned it off and on again, and everybody heard the PS1 theme tune,
Have you
we did
had
speak
anything
to her,
from the kebab
but I want to
stand?
exhaust all options, because in this game, we've done the
with
Discworld
my
games.
digestion.
Well, we've done one of the Discworld games so far, and they are insane. The thing that I love about Broken Sword is that if you just speak to people, like,
I've
you'll
gotta
get
go
there
now, Pearl.
eventually. You'll get there quicker
It's
if you
been a
can
pleasure, George.
put things together
Don't
quicker.
be a stranger.
But if you just speak to everybody about everything, you will get there. Apart from the damn goat. That was something else. If you are on TikTok, and I know at least a couple of you are on TikTok, oh, thank you, Sneaky. Give me a moment
I
before
wasn't
giving a
hungry
nudge,
and didn't want to buy fruit.
and we'll see.
So,
I've seen that
I
there's
didn't
some
start a
machinery in this section over here. I have seen somewhere. But if you're on TikTok, Revolution Software are also on TikTok, and they basically post once every few
He didn't have
days
anything that I needed.
about having to apologise for the goat. I'm cold, thank you. That kind of thing. Perfect. The fingers giving the old come hither motion down over there. No, stop it, because we've only done 20 minutes. Have we done 20 minutes and I haven't even accomplished one thing? It's pretty standard, actually. Right. Right. I mean, we'll speak to the kebab maker, maybe, if he'll talk to me, because I was very rude to him. I was very rude to him indeed. Come on.
Hello again, sir.
Oh, he doesn't really speak much English, does he?
Filthy! Bad!
Danzig,
Okay,
Nurse
okay, I'm
Ratchets. Okay, I can't actually do anything with him. Let's have a look at his wares instead.
Close up, I could see flies love kebabs.
Flies do love kebabs. Right, he won't say anything. Let's take a step up here. Come on, get on with it. It's a little bit more laggy today than it usually is. Just a little squidgy teensy bit. I mean, we are playing off hardware that is 25 to 30 years old. So you've got to give it a bit of a break. It's still performing, I'd say, quite admirably. I love a good Wikipedia rabbit hole. Wikipedia and... why is he holding the... I don't remember him holding the gate open beforehand. Can I speak to him? No, I can look at him. It's definitely been a bit more laggy. Definitely been a bit more laggy today.
Unfortunately, I had neither the time nor the money to buy anything.
George, you are loaded. You can travel willy-nilly around multiple countries, just getting flights here, there, and everywhere. You can afford a rug. Silly George. More FPS than Star Citizen. I mean, that's true enough. I'm very lucky. I'm very, very lucky to have nearly all of the ships in Star Citizen. Because I'm loaded onto a press pack for it. And the ships are beautiful. They're huge. Running around inside them is a weird experience after so much Elite Dangerous. I love this riff. Danzig! Can I go to the toilet still? If I need the key. Oh, it wasn't being this laggy last week. Pick up the key. Maybe there's something in the toilet. I don't remember there being anything, but we can have a look. But yeah, the FPS in Star Citizen, when you're planet side, is not fun. Not fun at all. The animations, when they're there, I mean, look at that. That's pretty nice. I don't know what the actual FPS is.
I knew the door was locked. I'd need the key to get in there.
I've literally just picked up the key, George.
I knew the door was locked. I'd need the key to get in there.
George, you're really annoying me now. I swear I've just picked up the key. Oh, do I need to... Right, yeah, it's not like Tomb Raider where you just pick up the key and then it automatically selects it. You need to... Right, okay, yeah, no. George, I hear you. Unlock, please. Come on, let's get on with it. People go to great efforts to reproduce this exact look. They do, genuinely. I mean, Dead Cells, brilliant game. I'm playing One Lonely Outpost at the moment. Scratch that. I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that yet. Just scratch that. The pictures on the Steam page, it looks great. And it is, yeah, it's the very blocky. I like it. I like it. And Octopath Traveler 2 is one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. And it is gorgeous. 2D pixelated. Right, there is nothing in here. Oh, that towel could be useful. Maybe that could work as a fan belt. Maybe. Most annoying thing about Broken Sword when it comes to opening things. Yeah, absolutely. I reckon it's that. Sneaky. Oh, thank you, Sneaky. I need a way to break this open now. No, it's not that. Just shrug, George. Yeah, that's fine. There's a couple of keys on this. Maybe one of those keys is to... No, don't. What are you doing? Thank you. Maybe one of those keys is to unlock... Is he doing it? Oh! Oh, yes! And then hopefully we can just take it out. Progress! Yes, actually getting somewhere. If you are new to the channel, by the way, don't expect us to make this level. I mean, that was one thing in 25 minutes we've managed to actually do correctly. Don't expect this kind of heady, fast-paced progress to continue. Although we had that week a few weeks ago where we bish-bash-boshed it. We're getting there. Okay. I reckon we can use that as a pretty good fan belt. I don't know why the PS1 is struggling so much today. Because it hasn't been struggling this... It might be the heat. It is warm in the UK at the moment. So it could very much be the heat. But I don't think so. It's liquid cooled. It's okay. And it's not that hot in here today. It's not that bad. Right, hopefully that's all we need. Fingers crossed. We'll see, I guess. Played all the Broken Sword. Oh, thank you very much, Purple. I know Sneaky's completed it recently as well. And yeah, what I like, I can see that you're new to the channel. Welcome. If you like this kind of general tosh, the follow button will notify you when I go live. And I always try and make sure like it's clear what we're playing. What I love is I love a hint when it's obvious that I'm lost. What I don't love, which I have had people do before, not frequently, but is I don't like it when people are like, oh, go here, do this, go here, do this, do that, blah, 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 listing. Because I don't think it's much fun for me. And I don't think it's much fun for anybody else as well, when it's just like a list of instructions to follow. I think getting lost is part of the fun of these games. Come along, George. Let's get a move on. Thank you very much. Right, I reckon we're making our way. Been to come and watch for ages, been part of the bandit. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. Well, thank you for the support for however many years. We've been, 8 years now I've been doing this. Not so much the streaming stuff. That's kind of wavered. And I've actually set, very recently, a schedule. So people may have noticed that I've actually been streaming every Sunday at 9:30. Because apparently you should set a schedule and follow it. Who knows? Who knows? But we've done... we did Discworld 1. And now we're doing Broken Sword. And I'm thinking... we've got... If you like point and clicks and you haven't played them yet, the Discworld games are insanely good. Insanely good. Insane in themselves as puzzles.
Hello again, Ultar.
Ooh, we've got some speech. Ultar's going to take ages. If you like puzzles, point-and-click
He's
adventures,
most splendid and adventurous
cracking
client.
games. Right, I should be able to speak to him about the towel. Let me make myself a bit smaller. It's stuck again. Speak to
Is
him
this
about
any
that.
use to you?
Going to try Elite.
My
I've got to learn the learning
friend, the
curve.
very thing.
Yes, I love Elite still. If you're looking for any pointers and stuff, I'm happy to give pointers. We've got a guide up on the page as well. It is amazing. Yeah, I love them. I've got Broken Sword. I've got Broken Sword 2.
The towel from
got all 3
cut it in 2
Discworlds.
lengthways and gave me half back.
Oh, I've still got half
With
a
his
towel.
half, he did the kind of fan belt replacement that's normally done with stockings.
Amazing.
Now, if I knot the ends together, so... Serviceable, yes? Very serviceable indeed.
Amazing. Good news. I haven't got many
Stockings
other
might work
point and
on a
clicks at
Bentley,
the moment.
but on a
on
truck,
my PS1
the coarse
collection.
toweling did the job nicely.
Come along, my friend.
Oh, I know I said I wouldn't,
You
but
want
come on.
to see the
I'll take you
bull's
over.
head? Yes.
Just because you're lovely people. Let's go. Oh. Right, this is... Ooh. The GameCube. I was about to show you... Oh, look at my green curtain, but... obviously. So this is... the PS1 collection. At the moment, it is steadily growing still. But we got some absolute corkers in there. Obviously, Broken Sword 1 and 2 are in there at the moment. But if you see anything that you would particularly like to see, let me know, because we do take a week off from streaming kind of the series, because we don't want to just Broken Sword it all the time. Oh, George is climbing up a hill. So we've got Good few. Good few. And also, down here is the X section. We've got XCOM Terror from the Deep, which I love. Love that. Love that for me. And then yeah, I've got loads up there that I need to sort still. And if you do like Elite Dangerous, I've got some signed bits and pieces from the dev team there, which was quite nice. We like that. We love that. We want more of that. Oh, let's get back. Come on, I know you missed looking at my face. Right. Ooh. Don't need to fiddle with the camera. Excellent. Right, we're in Syria. We're on top of a hill. There's a tree. We can apparently pick up the tree. Siphon filter's brilliant. Yeah, point and click games for PS1. I absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. Played them years ago. So I'm just trying to catch up. On your list to play again. Yes. Valin, thinking of replaying Discworld Noir. Yeah, it is Discworld Noir. I love it. Discworld Noir, I don't like the art style so much because it's very dark. But the gameplay is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Point and click games. Huge list. Yes. Point and click. Please do, Purple. Siphon Filter is brilliant. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Yes. I think that one was PC only.
I damaged that tree enough for one day.
Okay, so I did pick up something from it, did I? Oh yeah, I've got a branch. Okay, cool. Right. Is that literally all there is up here? I think it is. I think that is. Is that literally all? Oh, what's this? Some kind of steps? Don't know. No, he's not liking that. Can we use the tree? No, tree branch isn't good. I don't know what his problem is. What's his issue? This helped us climb before, so maybe. No, not happening. Don't forget to look. You're completely right, Sneaky. This is my downfall on point-and-click adventure games.
Centuries of hot days and cold nights had opened a crack in the cliff edge, deep into the living rock.
Okay, so it's cracked. And what am I actually trying to... Oh, what's... No, he's just shrugging. Just shrugging. Mist was brilliant. This is a hard one to find. Thank you very much, Purple.
A young tree grew at the edge of the drop.
This is... Please play Loom. I haven't even heard of Loom. By hard, Purple, do you mean a really tiny spot on the screen? Because we had that with Discworld. Yes, okay. Please find a way to below level. Will do, Sneaky. Right, okay. So that I need something that's going to go there because he's not a fan of climbing. Maybe if I use this as a kind of climbing rope-ish. No, not loving it. Oh, I've got what I need. Maybe then, maybe if I use this on here, I can use that to kind of belay myself a little bit. No, he's not liking that. How long is this chain? Not liking that either. Okay. Oh. Maybe I could fill it in with the plaster. I had to do that with some crack. Sneaky stop my stopwatch. Cruel. Maybe I need to combine items. Yes. Okay, now I have...
With a flourish, I tied the end of the towel to the stick with a textbook reef knot.
Excellent, excellent. I forget in this one to combine items. Oh.
I could see that crack would make a good anchor point.
I think, on the stopwatch, I think that was pretty good, actually. And that twig's just going to
Well,
wedge.
that looked really safe, but I had no choice.
Get me massive
I
bottle of
hadn't
squash
anticipated
out.
going
Ooh,
mountaineering
it's
when
heavy.
I'd come to Syria.
On your way, George. Let's not die. Nice. Okay, we made it. Nice. Oh, and we're on. We can't just.
I got that, go on, jump, it'll be fun, feeling you sometimes get at the cliff edge.
I had a
If
feeling
I
that this was
managed to land on the
dangerous.
truck without hitting a support, I might even survive it. If I'd been a little bit younger and a whole
No,
bunch
there's
more
a different
stupid,
cliff that you can
I
die
might have
on.
gone for it.
When you're in Scotland, I seem to remember. That looks like a mouse hole or something. Let's have a look. We'll have a look. Loom was one of LucasArts' first point-and-click adventures. Think it was before they were even LucasArts, still Lucasfilm
I
games.
didn't like the
That was a while
idea of
ago.
putting my hand in there. But there was something in there. A metal ring, as wide as my hand.
Oh, I can see where it's going to open. I can see over here. It's going to open this bit. This is a door. You can definitely tell. Come on. Oh, thank you, Purple, for the follow. I appreciate that. Come on.
I took a firm hold of the ring.
Easy now.
And pulled.
Itchy nose. Scratchy nose.
Whoa there.
Yes. Right, let's go. I wonder if the other guy found that. George just like walking face first into some rock. It's what we know George for. It's what we love for George for. Have to take me off for this first before we get a Dinner and a movie first. That's what they say. Just smack into a cliff. Why not, eh? Okay, this is creepy. Come hither. Yeah, come hither motion.
Around the corner, I found a corpse.
God. Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Oh my God. Klausner? Large as life and twice as dead.
What's he holding? He's
I'd
holding
hardly
something.
had time to accept the fact when I heard the door mechanism start up again.
Not good.
Oh man, no! The door had
There's got to be a
slammed
way of
shut,
opening it from
trapping
the
me.
inside anyway.
I had a bad feeling about how
The end of the
Klausner
Indiana
died.
Jones franchise, finally. Oh, yeah. It does. This guy definitely does resemble Indiana Jones, doesn't he? He's got a bullwhip. He's got the Stetson. Definitely got something in his hand. If it's the Ark of the Covenant, I'm out of here.
Okay, all right. Hey, what's this?
A nipple, George.
I'd found some kind of lens. A very old lens made from a very hard glass.
I think the lens is what I'm going to put in
settled
that
it.
weird scroll that the statue
knight
is
on the
holding in
manuscript
Paris.
had been holding a lens the whole time, not a crystal ball.
Right, let's...
I'd searched
Okay.
Klausner once and knew that the lens was the only thing he'd
So
been
what's
carrying.
that? There is something in his hand.
No portable phone, no demolition charges, no 5-course meal. You'd think international conspirators would go around better equipped.
Okay, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can take. What are these things? You're just going to shrug.
I couldn't think of anything to do with the statue.
It's a
apart
statue,
from
thank you.
scaring small children with it.
Okay, we've got another statue over here. Let's have a bit of a look at.
I couldn't take the inscription with me. and I didn't have a notebook
Okay.
or a camera to record it.
Have I got
All I
anything I
could
could
do was
rub
stare at it
on
and
it?
try to memorize it.
Or see? Oh, okay, loading screen. I wasn't expecting that. That's definitely Britain.
In occidenta cita est, in ora mundi. Okay.
I don't. I was going to say I don't think it needed the close up there, but at least we got to see it.
That would have to do.
Right. I mean, that is a map of the British Isles.
The mouth's opening. It must be Ultar.
Oh, I have a feeling it's
My
not going to
God.
be Ultar.
If he comes in, we'll both be trapped. Ultar! Don't come in! It's a trap! Stay where you are!
Blob Pokemon. Ditto. Ditto.
You!
Uh-oh.
Hello, Mr. Stobart. We meet in the most unusual places.
Is he going to shoot us, or is he just going to leave us for dead?
Please, do not make any sudden moves.
This
I
hasn't
have
exactly
no
ended up the way I
desire
wanted it
to
to.
maim you.
Did you say maim?
I did. Dead men tell no tales, as you say. And I want to hear everything that you have to tell me.
He's quite threatening,
And what
isn't
if
he?
I don't want to talk?
Then I shall, most regrettably, have to kill you.
Oh, you're going to kill me anyway.
Rest assured, however, that I am an excellent shot you would not suffer.
Oh, that's good. Believe me, I'm really assured.
It is
Sorry about
rather dark in here. I think we should conduct our business outside.
Why should I make myself
Maybe I
an
can
easier
die on that
target?
cliff.
If I fire at you, Mr. Stobart, I shall hit you
Terrible
even
ending
in
to
the...
Ditto.
But, unfortunately, my marksmanship will suffer. It could be the difference between hitting you in the leg or the groin.
Yep, that's fair.
Boy, it sure is hot in here.
No sudden moves, Mr. Stobart.
So this is the big bad guy that we've been chasing. And he does seem quite big and bad, like the big bad mouse. Oh. Right.
Now then, where shall we start?
Well, let's start with you not shooting me.
How about being bosom buddies and you putting that gun away?
Couldn't have said it better.
Klausner, do you know where he is?
Yeah. Okay, I've got two options just behind me here. I've got devil or angel. I'm going to do angel because I think that means telling the truth.
Yep, he's dead. Just around the corner of the cave. You want to look?
Please
I'll
look.
take your word for it. How did he die?
Well, I kind of thought that you did it.
Starvation or dehydration by the look of it.
He was caught in this trap you were shouting about.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have told him that.
I suspected as much. The Templars were not ones to give away their secrets lightly. Was he carrying anything of importance?
I'm going to... Oh, I haven't saved it. Can I save it now? I can't. I have the choice between lying or telling the truth. And if I lie, he might find out about it and kill me. If I tell the truth, he might want to take it from me and kill me. So I'm between a kill me and a kill me place. I'm going to tell the truth.
Yeah, he was carrying some sort of lens. I've got it with me.
Let's try and
Give
be
it to me.
try and be pally.
I don't think so.
Don't be a fool, Mr. Stobart.
If I give it to you, what's to stop you killing me?
George has got a point.
What is to stop me killing you anyway?
You might hit the lens.
Yes.
Not if I shoot you in the head.
When I fall, the lens might get broken.
Yes. Good work, George.
Yes. You plead convincingly, Mr. Stobart. Perhaps you'll live to see another day. Perhaps.
The last time I died, we
Was
had to
there anything
load
else?
again. Yeah, there's a map.
Well, there was something in Latin up on the wall.
What did it say?
In accidenta cita est, in ora mundi.
Ah, the words of Caesar. Yes, that makes sense.
No, I'm completely lost still on that.
Well, I know that roughly it means to the west, to the edge of the world. But what the heck is that about?
It tells me where the sword of Baphomet lies.
Where does it lie?
Mr. Stobart, I am sure that you are just what you appear to be.
An idiot?
A gifted amateur.
I don't even know what I'm trying to
Thanks,
do.
I think.
I started getting blown up in a cafe in
But I
Paris
can
and
no
just decided
longer
to join the
tolerate your
investigation.
interference. There is far more at stake than you realize. I cannot risk you inadvertently helping my enemies.
So what are you going to do?
I regret that we must end this here and now.
What exactly do you mean?
I am a professional. You will feel no pain.
Oh, man. You're going to kill me?
Your only choice now is whether you die like a man or like a dog.
I'll go for the dog Oh, I have actually got to make the choice of if I die like a man or a dog. I'm going to go for dog, you know?
Hey, look now. Don't kill me. I've got money. Maybe we can cut a deal.
You disappoint me.
Don't. Oh man, it's happened again. We hadn't saved it. The three amigos. Yeah, restore and then back to it. But at least I know what I need to do now. This happened to us. I think it was the last stream we died on. I forget that you can actually die on a stream. Poor George, I know. The bad guy has got, like, he's got some class stock. I completely agree. He's like, pew. I just did be a coward. I said I was going to die like a dog. Sorry, I had to put that in because it thought that you were bullying me. But I get where you're coming from. I'm going to save it before I go in this time. It's like GCSE when I didn't save my coursework in the PC. Oh, I feel that pain. I do. I feel that pain. My one, and if she's still around, right, Becky will remember this. I was playing Hitman Absolution, and I'd gone through, and I had got literally like the best score you could get on every level, and I went through again and again and again, and I'd redone it and redone it. Run away. Oh, is it like the goat, and you can get out of there? Intriguing. I'll have to. I'm going to save it anyway, but I'll give it a go. Yeah, so I'd got all of the best scores. Like, there was nobody on my friends list who'd done better, and I was way up in like the rankings, and I'd done all of the different things you could get that multiplied your score, and I'd done really well. And then I went to load it one day, and it just said, save data corrupted. Do you want to start again? And I very nearly cried. Like, very nearly cried. You might get a shock of a result if you try and run away. Shock. He's going to electrocute me. It's only been a bit laggy here. It was working much better when we were over in the other place. But it is laggy here. Come on, get on with it. Oh, that was quite nice. It is warm. It is really warm in the UK at the moment. And this is one of the colder days that we've had. And I've got all of the heat of the day trapped in my little GameCube with me. Right, pick up that. Morning, Rune! G'day! I hope you're having a great morning. I really have to start getting up earlier. Oh, no, don't. So, this week... I've just died, so you're going to get to see it all again anyway. Literally, this is the first thing that I did on the stream. I hadn't saved it, and I just died before you got in here. So you are going to miss nothing. But I appreciate the fact that you were willing to get up earlier for me. Something that I am not willing to do for anybody. Barely even including my wife and children. Okay. So, Ultar is waiting for us, but his fan belt broke. It is unfortunate. But yeah, your timing couldn't have been better. Because it had taken us 20 minutes to find this. How's it 100% not made for this? And I was very, very lucky to go over to LA in 2018 for E3 and absolutely loved it. It was baking hot, sun just lashing down, and on day... I think day 2? Maybe. Sorry, this is being really laggy in the background. And I need the keys anyway. I think it might have been day 2, possibly, or day 3. I was working Disney Studios, the big, lovely Disney building. Is it Disney? Not the film studios, like the Disney Concert Hall. I was working Disney Concert Hall outside, showing people Jurassic World Evolution. The sun was baking down all day, every day, but everything is air conditioned. I mean, admittedly, outside we weren't, but as soon as I went in to go to the toilet or to get some food or whatever, it was just lovely. All the cars, all the shops, all the everything. The air conditioning through everywhere. So it was, it was fine. It was okay. It wasn't a problem. But here, it doesn't even have to be as hot. It's swampy. You know what I mean? It's horrible. Not good. Aww. Oh, Rune. The kids and the missus have all the fans from sweating from places I didn't know I could. Yeah, I'm much the same. Admittedly, the fans that we've got 2 fans. One's in our 2 youngest boys' bedroom, and one is in our grown-up bedroom. So I do get to share it, but she'll be in there at some point shortly, enjoying the fan while I mope along. Yeah, they do it far too well in the summer. Completely donkey. This is why I've started now in the mornings making sure all the windows are shut, all the curtains are down and closed, just to try and keep it cool. But the GameCube that I'm in at the moment, this is where I also do my day job from, because unfortunately this doesn't pay the bills. But it's a literally 2 meters by 2 meters by 2 meters. Plaster and timber frame, and then that is inside. There wasn't any garden access or anything, so I don't know why, but there is literally just a metal and concrete double garage. So the sun beats down on that roof and the heat just comes inside. And I close this door in the morning when I'm working, and it helps it to remain cool for maybe a few hours in the morning, and then it is just a sweat box. And it doesn't matter if I open the door, if I don't open the door. Fans don't do anything because they're just pushing the hot air around. Yeah, I have never been into anybody's house in the UK where they've had aircon fitted. Not once. Have I? I'm trying to think of all the rich people I've known who are very few and far between. I can't ever remember going into somebody's house where they've had aircon. We've got central heating, and that's where we live. Central heating. But not aircon. I don't think I know anybody. Let's see, anybody in the chat. Do you know anybody in the UK who has aircon in their house? We just sit here and sweat. That's what we do. I want Dwayne to get out of the way because I want to make sure I'm definitely talking to Ultar. We don't want to speak to Dwayne. Come on, George, get on with it. Remind me to save as well. It's rare not to have aircon unless the building is very old. You do live 3/4 of a mile from the surface of the sun, though, Rune. Get a water
Hello
feature.
again, Ultar.
What, indoors?
His most splendid
I
and
know one, but he's
adventurous
super
client.
well off. No, not fitted, but some people have portable ace. Portable ones, yeah. Yeah, I've known a couple of people who've had ones where, you know, they cost $1 billion to run them.
Is this any use to you?
It's not a big thing, so it's super expensive and
the
awkward to
very
fit.
thing.
I know someone who
yes.
has one aircon unit in their bedroom. They have no kids or money. Yeah, that's it. We've got 3 children, so 0 money for us. That is a nice
Ultar took
cold
the
glass
towel
of
from
cola
me,
drink.
cut it in 2 lengthways, and gave me half back.
Right, I'm going to skip this
With
bit
his
because
half,
we've really
he
done
did
it.
the kind of...
So he's taken the towel and he's basically used it as a jury-rigged fan belt. And then we'll head off. And it was at this point that I started showing people my PS1 collection. Yeah, 3. Oh, have you got 3 as well, Donkey? We've got 3 boys. We haven't even got a mixture. 3 boys. I love them all dearly, but it would have been nice to have a bit of variation. We've got a baby girl cat now. Check it out. It's a Middle Eastern tip to keep their home cool. I think it's mostly standard to have ducted. Duckted, is that a superhero that's a teddy bear that turns into a duck? Too much Super Ted. Oh, there's the thing that looks like a bull. I missed that before. Right, I'm climbing up. Can I skip this? Because we've already seen it. He's going to climb up. Right, don't crash. Please don't crash. 2 boys and a girl and a huge chocolate Labrador. Nice. We've got 2 cats. We've got a big boy cat and a very young kitten girl cat. So I like that Sneaky's tips all sound like threats or compliments. So far I've had "you're hot" and "save it." Thank you, I will. I'm going to save it before I look at the picture of the British Isles, because that's the least bit. Mum and daughter cat, nice. Love that we all love cats. Cats are definitely beautiful. See, I love dogs. I love dogs to bits. Absolutely adore a dog. However, I do not have the time or the patience to take them on their purple. Rescued a cat. Oh, beautiful, Rune. That is a wonderful thing to do. We didn't. I wouldn't say we rescued her, but we did kind of adopt her from a friend who did not know what they were going to do with their cats. So I don't know. I mean, I know she wouldn't have just put them out on the street or anything like that.
With a
She's not that
flourish,
kind of person,
I
but,
tied the end of the towel to the stick with a
stole
textbook
the
reef
cat.
knot.
Please save. People are having anxiety. I will. I definitely will save, but not right now. I'm having anxiety. I'm still having anxiety about conversations that I had with people 25 years ago. We will
I could
save.
see that
Panic
crack
not.
would make a good anchor point.
Stay hydrated. Have a cup of tea. Make sure you're on the home Wi-Fi. These are all things that you should consider.
Well,
Yep.
I hadn't...
Yeah, we're going mountaineering. We're almost there. Nearly. Okay. And then we go in here. There's a ring. I hate the fact that it won't let you, like, prepare yourself now, because I know what's coming. Right, come on. Doesn't like the idea of putting his hand in there, but there was something in there. It was a big metal ring as wide as his hand. He's not going to pull it. He's going to wait for us to say pull it.
I took a firm hold of the ring.
And we've said before.
And pulled.
No smut. Oh, just a little bit.
Whoa there.
It is less laggy here than it is in the main Syria area. I don't know if it's just a bit of the disc or something. I'm not sure. But yes, I noticed it is much less laggy here. I'm so glad you noticed you're streaming. I'm so glad I noticed you're streaming. This is really passing the time while I dump my... I got to dump and my brain just quit out. I love playing on the PS1. I love it. It was kind of the first... It's not my first console. I started gaming on an Amstrad CPC 464. Kind of weird PC thing, cassette tapes for games. It was brilliant.
God.
Cassette tapes worked on the Amstrad and the Spectrum.
Large as life and twice as dead.
Exactly the same tapes worked.
I'd hardly had time to accept the fact.
You could
when I
copy
heard
them
the
really
door
easily.
mechanism start
Not that
up
we
again.
did, because we don't condone piracy. Yeah, the door's going down.
Oh man, no!
And then I moved on. First console
The
we
door
had was a
slammed
Master
shut,
System
trapping
2.
me.
Brilliant
I had a
console.
bad
Loved it.
feeling
In
about
fact,
how
I've still got...
died.
Still have the best game ever for it, Desert Strike. What a game for the Master System. Love that game. And then the PlayStation was the first console which kind of really... Wow. I mean, not wowed, because I had great fun with the Master System, but it was the first one that really... Oh, this is incredible, this jump that we're having.
Hey.
And then PS2 was a really
What's
good
this?
jump, and then PS3 was a really good jump, but it seemed, to me at least, I don't know if you'd agree, it seems that the jumps, the wow factor for new consoles has certainly got smaller, much smaller.
The knight on the manuscript had been
But the
holding a
PS
lens
was the first
whole
one that made me
time,
kind of really...
not a crystal ball.
My Master System was Sonic the Hedgehog when we... Have I got the lens? I do have the lens. Right. We're saving. And we loaded off Broken Sword 1, so we're going to save into Broken Sword 2. Yay! Okay, saving. So this is what I like, having a rolling save pattern in case it corrupts. Just in case. Sonic on Sega Mega. Yeah, Mega Drive was my first console on the TV in the living room. The Amstrad was up in bedrooms and... Right, there's nothing else to see, is there? Apart from that statue that he didn't know what to do with. Only worked on Channel 3, yeah, and we did, we picked up at a car boot sale the really old Pong machine, which just had literally a twisty knob controller.
I couldn't take the inscription with me. And I didn't have a notebook or a camera.
And then, yeah, so definitely for me, PlayStation was
All
the
I could
first.
do was stare
I've
at it and
managed
try
to
to
make
memorize
a
it.
real start. I've got about 90 PS1 games on building up the games that I had when I was a kid. I've got a lot of those already. But there were a lot that I just wanted and never had the chance to get. We were very fortunate to have the things that we did. But there were games that I wanted that we just couldn't. Understandably, we can't get everything. So I'm grabbing all of them. All of the ones that I wanted.
That would have to do.
Very slowly. Is he going to... No, I'm going to have to look at this one manually. Quite prickly. What, Sonic the Hedgehog? Have I missed something?
I couldn't think of anything to do with the statue, apart from scaring small
I've
children
scrolled back
with it.
up and I'm already on the air conditioning. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker was a brilliant game. Absolutely brilliant game. What had I... Oh, I hadn't looked at him again.
I searched Klausner. Nope.
Yeah,
You'd
he
think-
would have been better equipped. I've done that. Why is it not opening?
A stone head bearing 3 bearded faces. It was a strange image, but a powerful one. Redolent with antiquity and
Here's one
ancient
first console owned
mysteries.
for yourself, all ones before. See, my older
Sure was an
brother had
ugly one, though.
PlayStation 1, and then he went off to boarding school, and
Without getting too close,
I think it was
I couldn't see any
probably
marks of
parents.
violence.
Sonic
apart
was your first
from his
quote for I got it.
fingertips
I got it.
being scraped
Um,
raw. And that
Yes, I've
seemed
definitely got the lens.
self-inflicted. Klausner had been pretty smart to get this far, but he was
Yeah, my
still
brother was going
dead.
off to boarding school. I have a feeling my parents kind of pressured a little to give me his PS1, so that was then my console because I loved it, and they knew I loved it. It was quite clear. So I've got the loads of those, and I've been collecting
Up on the wall was an
the
inscription,
demo,
partially
the games
eroded by
from the
the
demo
ages.
discs that I loved as a kid. The one that we haven't got, which I really want, is Tombi, or Tombi 2, but they sell for hundreds
something
each.
in occidenta cita est in ora mundi.
So I haven't got those ones again yet. Yes, I've definitely picked up the lens, Purple. Definitely got the lens.
The Latin was clear enough. But what
You've got...
did it
Oh
mean?
my god. Have you got Tombi? That is genuinely, like, if you look at how much
mouth's
it's
open.
worth now...
It must be Ultar. My God. If he comes
I
in,
did save it,
we'll
didn't I?
both
Yeah,
be
I did.
trapped. Ultar! Don't come
Yeah,
in!
it's
a
worth,
trap!
probably in the UK, about £100.
Stay where you are!
It's rare. I did save it, Purple. I did save it.
You!
Hello, Mr. Stobart.
Right, I might try
You
lying
meet
to him
in the
about
most
what I've got now.
unusual places.
Because I told the truth before.
Please,
I'm so jealous,
do not
Room, that
make
you've
any
got
sudden
Tombi.
moves.
That is
I have
insane.
no desire to maim you.
Did you say maim?
I did. Dead men tell no tales, as you say.
Oh, I mean, so
and
incredibly
I
jealous.
want to hear
You don't, it doesn't have the
everything
booklet.
that you have to tell
That would take the value down a
And
little
what if
bit.
I don't want to talk?
But it's such...
Then I shall.
I played the
most
demo of it, and I
regrettably
always wanted
have
to get it, and I
kill
remember
you.
how much
Rest
fun the
assured,
demo
however,
was.
that I am an excellent shot. You would not
And I do want it.
suffer.
One of the... In fact,
that's
I
good.
found out the
Believe
other
me,
day
I'm
this one's
really
incredibly
sure.
rare. I had no
It is
idea.
rather dark
Rare in
here.
the UK anyway.
I think we should conduct
Which
our
is Vib
business
Ribbon.
outside.
And apparently
Why
this
should
is...
I make myself an easier target?
If I fire
I'm
at
trying to
you,
find a way that
Mr.
it hasn't got
Stobart,
stuff shining
I
on
shall
it.
hit you even
apparently
in
this one is
here.
pretty
But,
rare. It had a really weird
my
manual
marksmanship
because it looks
will
fine at
suffer.
first, but it
It
kind
would
of-
be the difference
flaps
between
out.
hitting you in the leg
uh,
or the groin.
so it's a bit
Boy,
just
it
a bit
sure is hot in
odd.
here.
So it's got
Not
the
sudden
pulley
moves,
outy. That
Mr.
is the manual.
Stobart.
It's not a book. It's a flap. And it's got the full. I'm not going to get it out because I will rip it. It's got the poster and the picture disc, which is incredibly minimalistic, but I really like. And yeah, this one I
Now then,
believe
where
that this
shall
is
we
my original
start?
copy. Now my memory's shocking.
How about being
so it
bosom
might not
buddies
be.
and you putting that gun away?
Klausner,
But yes,
do you know
I've
where
got the
he
complete
is?
Vib ribbon. Good old woo. Good old Vibri. So I've got that, and the other one that I've got, which is incredibly hard to find. Now this one is missing the front cover, but I figure I can print a new front cover relatively easily. Is Wipeout 3 Special Edition. Just lost £50. So I've got the manual, which is the important kind of bit that you can't print on its own, and that's in really good condition. And of course the wonderful picture disc. The special edition version is incredibly hard to get hold of. So I got this. I think I paid £30-ish, roughly. But that's so hard to get hold of. The Discworld games, really hard to get hold of as well. What did I get the other day as well? Oh, it's not really that hard to get hold of, but I did get a copy of Ridge Racer just because it is the SCES number is 00001, and I really wanted it. We've got still our copy of Resident Evil. It's the value series, which isn't brilliant, but I've got a copy of it, which is nice. And I've got a few which are tough to get hold of. That I'm very happy to have. Right, I'm going to lie to him this time.
Klausner? Who the hell's Klausner?
I followed his trail here, as I believe did you.
I never heard of this Klausner guy before.
I mean, you don't need to lie
I
about
just asked around about
everything.
strangers and got lucky.
Luck is a commodity that you are sorely pressed for
that's fair.
now, Mr. Stobart. I have been watching you since you arrived in Marib.
You have? I never noticed him.
I never noticed him.
Precisely my point. You don't know what I know.
Oh, this isn't going well. Right.
Please, bear this in mind when answering my next questions.
Okay, I will bear it in mind.
Now, where is Klausner?
Now that, I'm happy to tell him the truth on.
Okay, he's dead, just around the corner of the cave. Do you want to look?
I shall trust you on that. How did he die?
Bugger.
Starvation or dehydration by the look of it.
He was caught in this trap you were shouting about. Yes, I suspected as much. The Templars were not ones to give away their secrets lightly. Was he carrying anything of importance?
No.
No, nothing.
So, why is this location important? What did the Templars hide here if not an artifact?
Well, there was something in Latin up on the wall.
Latin? Do you remember it, Mr. Stobart?
Yes. Okay.
What did
This
it
seems
say?
to be going okay.
In accidenta cita est, in ora mundi.
Ah, the words of Caesar. Yes, that
Still
makes
don't know
sense.
the words of Caesar.
Well, I know that roughly it means to the west, to the edge of the world.
Right, so I do need to be a
But
coward,
what the heck is
don't
that
I?
about?
It tells me where the sword of Baphomet lies. Mr. Stobart, I am sure
Right,
that
here
you
we
are
are,
just
we're
what
into
you
it.
appear to be. A
Okay.
gifted
Okay, come on.
amateur.
We're with this, yeah?
Thanks, I think.
But I can no longer tolerate your interference. There is far more at stake than you realize.
You don't have to kill me.
So what are you going to do?
I regret that we must end this here and now. Your
The thing
only
is, it's
choice
really
now
hard on
is
the
whether you
PlayStation
die
to
like
move
a
the mouse
man
quick enough.
or like a dog.
Right, so I go with... dog.
Hey, look now. Don't kill me.
Okay,
I've got
come on.
money. Maybe we can cut a deal.
You disappoint me.
Come on, I can't. Right, no. Oh. I can't jump. There's nothing to press. Luckily, we saved it just beforehand. So it doesn't really look like it matters if you lie to him or tell him the truth. That all seems like it's kind of just not preamble, but just part of it. Jump off. Jump off. But I didn't have a cursor or anything. Or is it when you're deciding the? I'll try. I'll give it a go. We are going to skip past the dialogue on that one because I've died twice. Right, we can do it though. I mean, we can. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just. Does it do the come hither on the cliff? Come hither. Right, now, I've died twice, so hopefully this goes a bit better. Go over and have a good look at that. Up on the wall, inscription. Have a look at it. In Occidenta est ira oramundi, blah, blah, blah. Something like that. Cita est in oramundi. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that. The land was clear enough. What did it mean? Who knows? And then do the proper look at it.
And
memorize it properly. Shocking result. Ah!
In Occidenta Cita est in ora mundi. Okay.
Oh, purple. Right.
That would have to do.
Yeah. The cogs are turning, and they rarely turn. I did get the lens, didn't I? Yeah, I got the lens. Right. Right. Okay. Are you gonna?
It was a red.
And then look at him.
Without
Yeah.
But it.
And then. Oh, maybe I got to try and search him again because he doesn't want to.
No. You'd think.
And then doorway? Or do I need to do it? Oh, I need to do this last, maybe, I think. I think I need to do this last. And then it'll do it. It is getting hot in here, and that's just the pressure. Are you playing 2 after this? I'm in 2 minds, purple. I'm in 2 minds. I might do 2, or I might do Discworld Noir.
In Occidenta.
And I'm leaning towards Noir at the moment, and then coming back to Broken Sword 2 maybe a little after. Yeah.
The mouse.
Right, I'm just skipping past all of this. I didn't skip past it on the second go through because it was new for Rune. Noir, please. Okay, people want Noir.
You!
The people have spoken. Noir, and then back to PS2. But we've got others. We have got others. And, you know, it might be nice to do a PS2 game.
Do not make any sudden...
I don't know. No, it's going to be... We're going to do Disco Noir, aren't we?
And what if...
The people have spoken.
It is...
I think Noir might be a little bit shorter, possibly. I like Noir because I love Discworld, I love the lore and everything, but it's less silly in terms of puzzle bits than the others. PS2 GameCube was better. Interested in a Discworld game in action. Noir is a bit of a weird one because there were... I was going to say there are 3 Discworld games. There aren't. There are strictly 4, one of which was Colour of Magic. Way, way, way back. On like
Klausner.
DOS or something strange.
Cloud.
I followed
But there are
his
3
trail
main
here,
ones, which is Discworld 1,
and I
Discworld 2, and
believe
Discworld
in
Noir.
you.
Discworld 1
I
and
never heard of
2
this
where
Klausner
you
guy
played
before.
Rincewind
Luck.
and
I have
You have?
you kind of went through and you had to find different items and combine them and use them on different things.
My next questions.
And
Now,
Rincewind was voiced by Eric
where
Idle.
is
It was brilliant. It was very funny. It was incredibly silly.
I'm telling you. Now, if you're gonna...
very well.
Oh. No, that came too soon. Oh, God. No! I thought I could just skip past it. I didn't think George was literally going to say, you might as well shoot me. Right, I'm just going to tell him the truth then, because I can just keep clicking that. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. It's not going well. Right, come on. So yeah, it's hidden objects. You have to, well, not hidden objects, but you have to use the objects and blah blah blah. Discworld Noir, where you played as a character who was not seen in the Discworld before, called Inspector Luton, and he had worked within the City Watch, but he'd been kicked out for taking a bribe, and it was now a private eye. So it is a film noir thing. And you had to find different clues and question different people about the different things to find more clues and then progress on through. It was a really good game. It's really dark and dingy, which wasn't brilliant to see things, especially on PS1. I don't love the art style, but the gameplay is fantastic. If you did want to see the original Discworld, if you head to Pixel Bandit's YouTube, I put up the last few episodes. I've got the full stream as well as our little kind of highlights reel, which is mostly me just saying innuendos.
Apart from scaring small children with it.
Think, yeah, the highlights reel for Discworld, the highlights reel for Broken Sword, the highlights reel for all the games we stream is pretty much just me with dad jokes and smut. It's pretty much it.
I couldn't tell. And I did.
Right, I've done the other one, so I think after this it should go. I replayed it some years ago on your PS3 and it was easy to see. Oh, I would put it, because we've got a PS3 knocking about. I've got a PS1 and PS2 literally just here. And in fact, the PS1, in order to power the converter that takes the cable from the PS1 and turns it into HDMI, it needs to be powered, so it's powered by USB.
That would have to do.
By the PS2. There we go, that's working. But stuff to remember, if you do watch that, you don't get this witty banter. Well, you do, but I'm just having the witty banter with other people in the past. So you can find it on YouTube, and I do TikToks and things. Have you tried using your pistol? I don't have a pistol, Doc. I think I know what I need to do. I was just an idiot on that last bit.
Did you say...
I do have something in my inventory. I just accidentally clicked the wrong thing.
Then
We'll make it this time. I kind of almost promise. But I don't actually promise, because that would be bad.
No.
I've got something in my eye as well. Really dignified on a stream, just having a root around in your eye, isn't it? All your old consoles are sat under the stairs, you don't have the room for them. Purple, send them over. Send them over. I will love them and cherish them. Stream from them. I've got an N64 somewhere, but I don't yet have the cables to...
How?
Right, I'm just going to tell him the truth through and through.
Yeah.
And we are going to skip through. Use your whip to disarm him.
Yeah.
Wait, wrong franchise.
If I...
Nothing.
When I...
Did I... I'm going to try and select...
There. Was
there
there
anything
anything
else? Yes, there was
Well,
something written in Latin up on the wall.
Well...
It tells
Okay,
Mr.
okay, here we go.
Thanks, I think.
But I cannot read.
So...
You
I
can kill
regret-
me.
What?
Oh,
Here we go.
Your only choice now
So
is
now-
whether to die like a man or like a dog.
I don't have the option for the thing that I thought I could use. So oh!
Okay, you're the
I
boss.
choose like a man, and
I'll
then
take
do
my
I have
medicine.
You are an honorable man, Mr.
the
Stewart.
option?
A rare breed. I should like to
Yes,
shake
let me
your
put the
hand.
buzzer in it.
Yeah. Well, what the heck?
It was a long way down. Below, I could see Ultar's truck.
Okay, here we go. Of course I'll shake you by the hand. Oh, we're lagging again a bit. No, no, don't try and grab the gun because he'll shoot me. I pressed it! I definitely pressed it. Like, 100%. I promise you, I pressed it. So annoyed. I'm going to write to Revolution Software and I'm going to tell them that I'm stupid. It is tough on a PS1 with the controller to get it done. That was the worst punch you've ever seen. No is correct. Valen. No is correct. Oh. But, right, look, so, yes, we died, but we got further this time than we have previously. So that's got to be a win, right? That's got to be a plus. Not quick enough. You're quite right. You're quite right, Donkey. Oh, Donkey! We'll get there. We will get there. I'm boiling hot as well. It's not helping. Slightly sweaty hands. Very sleek, the PS1 controller. Very sleek indeed, and sweaty hands did not go well. It's also got that really like grey
I couldn't think of
green
anything to do with
tinge
the statue,
that
apart
all
from
plastic from the
scaring small
90s has.
children with it.
It is so strange that you can die in a point-and-click adventure rune. Not white, grey. Grey originally, but it's taken on that kind of old 90s plastic look.
I couldn't take the inscription with me.
We're getting close to your
And I
fifth
didn't
time
have a
lucky.
notebook or
I was thinking, it's because I think as well, because I went right to go for the gun before remembering no, because if you go for the gun, he tries to shoot you. That's it, yeah. I've got some... I've got an N64 controller around here somewhere.
In Occidenta Cita Est.
Somewhere. Oh. Come on. Yeah, this controller
That would
actually
have to
got
do.
a lot of coverage because somebody stole my picture of it, and their post of my
The
post,
mouth's opening. My God.
they're like literally
comes
plagiarism.
in,
They
we'll
literally
both
took
be
the picture
trapped.
and just reposted it on their
Ultar!
page. Got like 200,000 shares, and I was so angry. So angry. So you might have seen this controller before. If you've seen an old PS1 controller on a meme, worst design controller, absolutely, 100%.
And what if I...
Weirdly, the GameCube controller,
It is
look,
should I
by
make myself an
rights,
easier
on paper, the GameCube controller should be the worst controller ever made, but it's not. Somehow, and I don't know how. It just works. I wish you could save it like here to stop me going through all that again and again and again. Careful what you say. No, it is though, isn't it? It is like on paper, it's the worst controller. Just looking at the GameCube controller, it's awful. But when you use it,
now then.
it's brilliant.
How?
Right, now we're going to just tell the truth. Tell the truth, tell the truth.
Yep.
In fact, I'm just going to keep whack, 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 because the option that we need to be a man is in that second position
Don't-
anyway.
If-
The Dreamcast is awful looking, but is awful to use. I hated it.
You
Sega Saturn
Yeah.
controller. Yeah,
Was-
because they were just trying to move on from the It was pretty much just a Mega Drive controller, wasn't it? And PlayStation had just released with this. So it's
Okay.
I should.
okay. Here we go. Here we go.
It was a long way down. Below,
DualShock
I
controller,
could see
100%.
Ultar's truck.
Right. Do that. Come on, stop lagging. I'm just smashing the button now. Oh. Fourth time lucky. I really want you to try the clown nose. What clown nose? I've got the clown nose. Right, don't crash. Please, please don't. What was that? That was a weird. We're back in Nico's apartment. Just skip to the rest of Syria. Instead of electrocuting him, try him with humour. Honk honk.
Luckily,
Okay.
the canopy on Ultar's truck
Save,
broke my
yeah,
fall.
sneaky. I'm going to.
Thank goodness for that.
Oh, back with Nico.
The worst part of the experience was Ultar's driving.
What about the lens?
Oh yeah.
Is it still in one piece?
Oh, yeah.
I know exactly where I'm
Well,
going
it's
to with
good
it as
to
well.
see you again, Josh.
Really? Well, I have to say, I'd have
Stop
enjoyed
flirting,
Syria
George.
a lot
Quick drink
more if
coming in.
you'd been there.
I wouldn't have been much help. Anyway, you did just fine on your own.
Okay. I know exactly where I'm going with this lens, but I'm going to talk to Nico about it first. She deserves that.
Have you any idea what this lens might be used
I know
for?
exactly what it's going to be used for.
As a magnifying glass, obviously.
Okay, let's go.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Let's
Okay.
go. Let's go, Chicken Moringo. Come on. Too slow, Chicken Moringo. Oh yeah, I did say I was going to save it. It was very Indiana Jones ring. It was. I really do want to see the new Indiana Jones film. Love Indiana Jones. Love it to bits. I even like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'll be honest with you. I'll level with you. I enjoyed it. Thought it was a decent enough movie. Thought it was actually better than Temple of Doom. Contentious, I know, but there we are. Right. We are going to save, and we're going to save, not restore. Do not hit restore. And we're going to save, I think, over the Broken Sword 1 save. There we go. Overwrite, yes, indeed. Right, there we go. Oh, we're running out of cola drink. This is the last bit. I'm going to enjoy it. Last Crusade was absolutely brilliant. Sean Connery, absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful film. We've got signed photos somewhere around here of John Rhys Davies as Salah, which was really cool because when we got it, everybody else was getting like the Hobbit, sorry, not the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings pictures and stuff with him. So very lucky that he still had the Lord of the Rings ones. Lovely guy, absolutely lovely guy. But it is just here. He's such a lovely guy. We took our son to meet him. Mount Fasson. And he took the kid, he had him on his lap, he was bouncing, he was playing with him, it was lovely. And he told us like the one thing, he can't regret anything, he said, because he's had a wonderful time, but the one thing that he kind of regrets is not really having the time that he'd have liked to spend, have kids and spend time with them and all that stuff. Let's go up that way, please. But lovely, just loveliest guy. And yeah, the way that he signed the picture was beautiful as well. It was all wonderful. Lovely guy. Right. Oh, there's a priest. He wasn't here last time. Definitely wasn't here last time I was here. We shall move past him, because this is where I want to put the lens. Oh, see, if we have a look through this before, we'll see.
Per disciplinum meum lux videbis.
We'll see that stained glass window over on the right. Oh, I'll need his help, will I? Oh, indeed. Okay. We'll see. So we see that.
A bit of a stained glass window. Wow.
But we're going to use the lens, I think, here, and it's going to zoom in a bit more, and we'll see. Let's have a...
Hoping...
Yeah, that's the same dialogue that we had last time. Let's pop that in there. And then
the lens fitted into the end of the scroll like a hand into a glove.
Progress. Then have a look through.
Hey.
Oh. Load. Loading screens. Huh?
A Knight Templar burning at the stake. And a date.
MCCCXIV 1300.
Let me see. M
and 14.
CC
1314. That's the date that all of the Templar stuff happened.
1314.
See? I can read Roman numerals. Okay, if I need his help, I'll go and have a chatette with him.
Excuse me, Father.
For I have sinned. Oh.
Pardon?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all, monsieur. It will be my pleasure to help you.
Okay, I'm just going to go through everything. Oh, I can ask him about all the sorts of different stuff.
Did you know that the center window conceals an image of a man burning at the stake?
The burning man?
What, you knew?
That there was a hidden image? No. But the church has a reputation for being haunted.
Spooky.
Many times, people have claimed to have seen a burning man in the window. But when others they look, there is nothing. Perhaps the light has to be just so for the figure to appear.
Yeah, or maybe you need a special lens.
Talk to him again.
You must be proud to have such an incredible collection of stained glass.
It is a lovely stained glass window, in fairness.
Pride is a sin, monsieur, but it is hard not to marvel when the light shines through them. It is a fine example of the artisan's genius.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
He's got to
You
know
have
a fair
come
bit.
to the right place, if that is your interest. Many of them were executed in the square outside. It was a disgrace to France.
Well, the Pope was right behind it, though.
Clement V was a man of mammon, not of God.
That's kind of forthright for a priest, isn't it?
You think so? It is hard to be sure what happened. It is so long ago.
It is a while back, isn't it? Right, let's
How long have you
ask
worked
him about
here?
himself.
Hardly work, monsieur. This is a calling.
Oh, you know exactly what I mean.
I have been helping Father Flambert for nearly 6 months now.
I guess you don't know much about the history of this church, then.
Just a little.
You've got quite a shine on that candlestick.
Ah oui. Anything less than best would be an insult to the Almighty.
I don't know why.
I guess
feel
so.
like
I never thought of it like that.
he's not really a priest, but I got an early for work. Your dulcet tones and George's ineptitude with the perfect bedtime story. Oh, donkey, amazing. Well, have a good sleep and hope work goes well
I've
for you
got
tomorrow.
a red nose.
Oui, so you have.
Have you seen this man before?
No, I
Good.
have never seen him before.
Have you ever heard of this guy?
No, monsieur, I'm afraid not. Is he a friend?
He is not a friend.
Not really. More
Not
of
a
an
friend at all.
acquaintance. I have here a sewer key.
Ah, oui?
I don't know why I'm showing you this.
Neither do I.
Yeah, that's fair, I think. That's fair.
I was in Ireland recently and I brought back this plaster.
My sister brought back a shillelagh.
I thought about using the shaken
Yeah,
shock
I
on him.
didn't really want to do
But
that.
I couldn't do that to a priest.
Right, we can ask him about the cup. Does
What
it have
do you
a
make of
sister
this
cup?
chalice?
It certainly looks very old.
It is very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems
Ooh.
to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know, it is very tarnished.
Polish it with your polishing cloth.
With your permission, I could try
Yeah, there we go.
polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
Yeah, why not? Let's give this old priest a
That'd be
go.
very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long. Feel free to look around.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Let's see. Can I pick up?
I didn't have time to sit around.
I didn't want to actually sit around. I wanted to pick up that. No, never mind. We can have another look. We'll have another look at this burning man, maybe. So 1314 in the Roman numerals.
A Knight Templar burning at the stake.
The
And
rest of
a
it, I
date.
think, is fairly. The X's around the corners are the same and things. Right, I'm going to just go back and talk to him now and see if he's. I mean, it's glinting, so hopefully he's got somewhere with it. If it's having a bit of a glint.
Hello again, Father.
Find the date in the church. Okay. Oh no,
Hey, thanks.
he's done it.
It is my pleasure, monsieur.
What was the writing on the chalice?
It was not writing, my mistake.
Okay.
It was a coat of arms. The remarkable thing is that it seems very familiar.
Very familiar though.
Yeah?
Oui, I think I have seen it on that wall tomb in the far corner. That
Okay,
winged
okay.
horse is quite distinctive.
Right, well, let's go and put the chalice in the thingy then, shall we?
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay, which is it? Was it this one? No, not that one. Come hither, George. Let's see. He did say in the far corner. That's as far as we're going then. That's just an empty window.
In comparison to its neighbor, it looked pretty plain.
Maybe it is that one in the corner here then. Let's go and have a look. Come on, George, get a move on.
Now that my attention had been drawn to it,
Cool.
there was no mistake. There was no name on it, but the coat of arms was undeniably the Pegasus of the De Vasconcelos family. I'd found the last resting place of Don Carlos. My eye was drawn to the biblical references carved into the edge of the tomb.
Okay, so I think we found.
Hey, maybe these biblical references mean something.
Maybe they do, George.
Psalms 32:7, John 4:11.
Okay, I'll ask him.
Corinthians 1, 4, 5. And just one more. Psalms 22, 21. I may not be perfect, but I've got a
Cool.
memory like a steel trap. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions, but it looked like a happy coincidence to me.
Oh, I don't think so.
After all, the de Vasconcellos arms were already on the manuscript.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
Nope, I was still convinced that the chalice had some significance all of its own.
Right, well, I'm going to try, see if I can use the chalice with it. No, nothing.
Waiting in prayer for the judgment day.
No. Oh, I'll talk to him, and I'll see if he can tell me what those psalms are. That's something a priest should know.
Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
He's a nice priest, this guy. Right.
Is the right-hand window original?
Oui, monsieur.
Is that literally it? Can I ask him about this again?
Boy!
Merci.
No. Okay.
Catch you later.
Au revoir,
Right.
monsieur.
What were the things? The pellet with the... No, it's not not the pellet with the poison.
Okay, let's have another
The
look
pill
at
from
those
the
references.
the pill
Psalms
from the till
32:7.
puts the drug in the
John
jug.
4:11.
If you
Corinthians
put the
1,
pill
4, 5.
from the till to make the jug with the drug,
just one more.
then you do not
Psalms
have to
22,
light the candle with the handle
21.
on the gâteau from the chateau.
The chalice had led me to these inscriptions, but it looked like a happy
There we go.
coincidence to me. I was still convinced that the chalice
Oh,
had some significance.
I was gonna
all of
have a
its
look.
own.
I was literally gonna Google those things. Although I'll have another look around. Sneaky said to find the date somewhere. Yeah, I've watched far too much 'Allo 'Allo.
The Templars were demonstrating a pretty good grasp of physics. If the dissolution hadn't happened, we'd have had cold fusion power last century.
Okay, let's have a look at these.
Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work.
Nothing on that one.
I wondered if this guy had died in combat.
Nothing on that one. Oh, is there something here? Or is that just the window? That's just the window
In
again.
comparison to its neighbor,
have you
it
checked
looked
the
pretty
walls? I'm
plain.
looking now, Sneaky. I'm looking now at all of the different bits.
Somehow it looked more modern than its neighbor.
Looking at all of the things that I can look at. Over this way, nothing on these walls that I can look at. Nothing on these walls. I have a feeling it wasn't on this. Check the walls for... Oh, for the Bible things. No, I haven't.
A knight's tomb. His effigy.
Yeah, we know that one. I don't think there is any... Oh, this is... Oh, it's usually on the pulpit, isn't it? Where they put the Psalms? Oh, what was... Oh, no, that's the pews. Mind you, there's normally Bibles in the pews, isn't there?
I didn't have time to sit around.
I don't want to sit around. Right, I haven't... There's nowhere else. Have you got the Bible quotes? I know what the Bible quotes are, or George knows what the Bible quotes are.
I was surprised Philip Lebel had left this place alone.
Let's have another look at this one. Maybe, because I haven't checked the window since I got the quotes.
To think of the long centuries that it kept its secret. All the thousands of people who must have been through here.
Is it
and
here
seen
or is it downstairs?
Without once suspecting.
Yeah, I got the Bible quotes from this place over here. So is that I don't need anything else from in here. I can, because if I can get out, then that's fine. I will do. I'll run away. And I would run away from the church. Right, so I know the Bible quotes. Now I can't go back down there, I think, because the police inspector's gonna. Police inspector will tell me off, I think, if I try and go down there, but we'll give it a go anyway. No. He did this to us last time. And you know what? Fair enough. Yeah, I will stay away from that. Let's give him a chat. He might know some Bible quotes. You never know.
You're back.
Oui, I have returned.
Hello again.
Hello again, monsieur.
Right, let's ask him about
Well, I
this.
wasn't expecting to see you back here again.
No. Well, it is a strange thing, but I am here on duty.
Ah, yes, the alcoholic ex-police
On
officer.
duty? But you're just sitting there
Current police
drinking
officer.
wine.
No, I am not just drinking wine. I am undercover.
I must be missing something. You're in uniform.
Precisely, monsieur. My cover is that of an indolent, wine-guzzling police officer.
You've got me convinced.
Yeah.
Merci. But in reality, my every muscle is poised, every nerve honed.
I don't believe
I
you.
am drawn tight, ready to pounce. Pajang!
Who or what were you planning to pizzang on?
You must have heard,
Oh.
monsieur, of the terror that is gripping Paris.
I mean, maybe.
You mean the killings? Oh, at last, someone's taken action.
People die every day.
Sewer
No, no.
Jacques.
I am on the trail of Sewer Jacques.
Is that me?
Somebody
who keeps going into
Who?
the sewers.
Sewer Jacques, the terror of the subterranean city. He pops up here. He pops up
So far we've had
there.
Jack the Ripper,
The
and now we're on
cops,
to
they
Scarlet
seek him
Pimpernel.
everywhere. Is he so hush or beneath the neck? That damned elusive Sewer Jacques.
Bravo, that's very good.
Merci. I was up half the night writing that.
Who is this Sewer Jacques character anyway?
Ah, if we but knew that, we could have him in custody in an hour. But he is cunning.
It is going to turn out to be me, isn't
To
it?
despoil the sewers of our fair
Yeah,
city.
because I broke
He
through
has
the walls.
committed many deceptions.
Yeah.
He has pretended to be a police officer and deluded a poor war veteran.
Uh-oh.
He has pretended to be a jongleur
Wow, is that the time?
It's definitely me.
and an American tourist. What nationality are you, monsieur?
Canadian.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Well, gotta go now. See ya. Well, it's not everyone who can say they started an urban myth.
Okay, let's go. Right, Bible quotes now. got to find somewhere that's going to be able to tell us what Bible quotes are. Go to the museum. They might have a Bible there. You never know. Oh, it is warm, 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 warm. Okay, let's head over. Oh, it's doing that thing where the animation goes really fast for some reason. I'm happy for it though, because it would be a fairly long and boring walk otherwise. Come on, get on with it, Templar coin. Everything looks a lot better on that screen, on my screen with the stream. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. Chit chat.
Hi, Andre.
Hello,
I
Georgie.
can ask him some questions at least anyway.
Where have you been? Nicole said you were away.
I just returned from Syria.
Syria? On the trail of the Templars?
It's a long story, but I found the bull's head. It was referred to on the manuscript, remember?
Yes. What is it?
A secret cave built into a high cliff face.
See?
In the
Make
cave,
progress.
I discovered a map bearing a phrase in Latin. In occidenta sita est in ora mundi.
The island of Britain.
Lies at the edge of the world to the west.
Oh, that was
Strange.
Caesar's.
That map seems to contain a series of pointers.
Caesar's words
Like
for
I
Britain.
said,
That's
it's a
interesting. I
treasure
didn't know
map.
that. Okay, I can ask him about something down here.
While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces.
Hopefully
Horrible.
he can tell us a bit about what that is.
That sounds as if it
Ah,
could be
Baphomet.
Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like that?
Allegedly. The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition.
Oh, it could have been anything then.
Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, that is.
That's the first.
Just last month, a statue of Baphomet was unearthed
Ooh.
right here in Paris.
Where?
At the Institut Hermétique de Nerval.
Is that a new place
The
I get to go?
statue is beneath the foundations. It was discovered by some workmen while renovating the building.
Oh, I mean, maybe. It'd be nice to have somewhere new to go to.
Can you tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image, even now. A bearded head. The base of the statue is carved with Templar symbols.
We're getting on.
One of the workmen noticed a curious stain at the base. He claimed it looked like blood.
Not very nice.
Blood?
That's right.
Okay, I can ask him about the cup. Haven't
What do you
asked him
make of
about
this
that
cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
You sure know your onions.
yet. Okay, that's all from him.
Thanks for
Hopefully
your help,
we'll be able to
Andre.
go to this new place.
You're
That'll be good.
welcome.
So this is what I mean. In this game, if you speak to people, generally speaking, you'll find out where you're going. Which is head and heels above the Discworld games. In terms of ease, at least. Maybe not in terms of hilarity. Come on. Right, let's head off. I've got a bug on my monitor. What kind of bug are you? Oh, just little teeny tiny fly bug. You're fine. Just don't get in the way, okay? You heard. Okay, come on. I feel like we've met... Baphomet site. Excellent news. That's exactly what I wanted. Working well. We're getting there. We're actually getting somewhere. We've made fairly decent progress, and something awful has happened to this workman. I guess we'll just speak to him first.
Excuse me, could you help me?
What is it?
I've got a few questions. You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
Has he just painted the stripes?
I don't think I've ever seen a Gauloise smoke so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
Well, don't be
I'm being
sarcastic.
indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Absolutely no need to
Merci.
be sarcastic,
Vivre
George. This
l'indifférence.
person that we've just met. Have fun here. Oh, God.
So, what are you doing here?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean, when you finish your break.
When I finish my break, an interesting concept, monsieur.
You'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow too.
Okay, let me put things differently. What were you hired to do here?
I was hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of debris, and to touch up damage to the door frames with my little pot of paint.
Okay.
It's a very responsible job. Unfortunately, I'm not a very responsible person.
Okay, let's
What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
ask him about everything and see
Nothing.
if we go from
Nothing.
there. Okay, that was quick.
So what do you know about the excavation?
I know they won't let me in to do my job. I would complain to my union, but là.
You couldn't be bothered to join.
Right. Tell you what, though. I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this excavation.
Who?
What's unusual about the visitors?
What's
to the
unusual about the
excavation?
visitors? Well, one of them was a
None of
hitman.
them look like archaeologists to me.
Do you know what an archaeologist looks like?
Three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases, Rolex oyster.
But no archaeologist dresses like that.
Quite right, monsieur, quite right.
So, who are they?
So am I going to need to dress like an
Who
archaeologist?
cares as long as they pay me?
I have a red nose.
Imagine.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, it's a communion chalice. I know, you know, I used to
Fair
be an
enough. I
altar
wasn't
boy.
actually expecting him
You?
to answer that one.
Yes, me. What's so funny about that?
Nothing.
Is this one of the guys?
Have you
that's
seen this
been
man
in-
before?
Yes,
Yeah.
he asked me a lot of questions, just like you.
Has a guy calling himself Merlin been nosing around?
Was he wearing a t-shirt with "My name is Merlin" on it?
I doubt it.
Then how the hell am I supposed to know his name just by looking at him? Huh?
Man makes a very good point.
I've got a sewer key.
I used to work in the sewer.
Oh? What happened?
I had a cigarette break in a pocket of methane. A manhole cover landed on the other side of the Seine and I was sacked.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I have some plaster of Paris.
Amazing.
Okay, we've nearly exhausted all our options.
A greasy tissue. Don't get it too close to my cigarette, monsieur.
I'd never
Oh,
thought of
there'll
that
be a
being flammable before,
conflagration.
actually.
I was pretty sure the shaken shock had shot its bolt in Syria.
Okay, right.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay, let's see what we can do. We can look at this.
I couldn't climb over.
Have another look.
Hey, you! Get away from my dumpster.
I'm remembering to look at things.
The painter didn't seem to regard the painting as too important.
What's that to the side of
Not
him?
as important as a cigarette break, anyway.
Nothing I can use, apparently. Oh, can I... I assume he's not going to let me just use that thing.
Hey, monsieur!
Oh,
Get
it's a paint
away
pot.
from my
Okay.
paint pot! Okay. I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Pah!
Okay, right, I'm going to try then and just go down, and I'm sure he won't let me. Oh, maybe he will. Okay, okay. Oh, quite the security. Let's have a chat with him. See if we
Hi?
can glean any information, or if we can
Excuse
just
me?
get past him.
Oui?
Let the games begin. Oh, gosh.
What do you know about the Knights Templar? There was a long pause during which the guard said nothing. Then he said,
Nothing.
"Nothing at all?
Is this a test?
What, like a history pop test?"
No, like a test.
Okay, yes, it's a test.
Then I know absolutely nothing about the Templars.
The guard was being amazingly evasive. It was going to take more
Okay.
than goodwill to get past him.
Okay.
So, what exactly are you doing here?
I'm guarding. You expect to find me sharing
Fair
shit?
enough, again. Another
Take
solid
it easy.
answer.
I just didn't realize you were a guard. I'd like to know what you're guarding, please.
That's a secret.
Okay.
It wouldn't happen to be an archaeological site, would it?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
Then why ask?
I had a
Good point.
feeling this was no normal hole in the ground.
Okay, let's just ask him about
I've
all
got a
the
red
stuff.
nose.
Oh,
I thought better of showing him the chalice.
Fair enough.
He might be on the conspiracy's
Oh,
payroll,
yeah, good
and I
thinking.
didn't want to risk it.
oui? You have...
A sudden urge to sing. Care to join me?
No, no singing in here.
The red nose lines always sound like flirting. I've got a red
Have
nose.
you seen this man before?
Oh,
You have.
no.
Do you recognize this name?
Merlin. No.
This gadget is a sewer key.
So it is.
Yep.
I got this plaster from Ireland.
Not an exciting souvenir.
Okay.
I was going to have to get rid of this thing. It was dead.
Right, okay.
Look, a tissue stained with grease paint.
Ah, just what I've always wanted.
Is it?
If you give me that, you can enter through the door.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
Really?
he's lying.
Of course not. What would I want with an old tissue?
Okay, that is
Talk to you later.
everything
Au revoir,
spoken about
monsieur.
with him.
The doorway led to an old utility closet that had lost its door.
I mean, it sounds like
There was
something
nothing
like...
interesting in there.
Yeah, but it's next to the door that... Oh, okay.
I couldn't imagine what I'd achieved by turning the dial.
Okay. And this is some kind of breaker box, is it?
Do you mind if I use the phone?
No, it's a phone.
Be my guest. I'm paid to guard this door.
Okay.
The phone can look after itself.
Okay, I don't actually want to use this, because the only thing that we could really do is call Nicole to get a hint, and I'm not quite in Hint City yet. Not quite. I mean, fair enough if I'm being forced
Hi,
into it.
Nico?
Georges, what have you discovered?
Nothing yet.
Nothing. Is something wrong?
No.
Georges, why are you calling me?
Oh, no reason. I just wanted to hear your voice.
That's a bit flirty.
You did. Well, this is my voice saying, don't bother me, I'm busy.
Oh.
Right. Okay, a little bit lost, but we're going to get there. We are going to get there. Should be able to go through here without too much ado.
There was a closed door with toilets scratched into the cheap veneer.
Go on through then.
That door's locked, monsieur.
It's the smoothest. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to look at it.
There was a closed...
Okay, that's just exactly the same as...
A thermostat was mounted over a radiator. The radiator was pumping out heat as the thermostat was cranked right over to full. No wonder it was warm in here, even with the door open to the chill of fall.
Right, what could I use? Oh, I need to go pee. Okay. Okay. Ask permission. Permission to go to the toilet, is it?
Hi again. What is it?
Oh, okay.
Trying to get into a locked washroom. I had the strongest feeling of déjà vu. I'd like to use the washroom, but the door's locked.
Oh, that's no problem. You can have the key.
Thanks.
Amazing. Okay, and thermostat.
It sure is hot in here.
I have to have the door open to allow the workmen access, so why not? I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up warm.
No, to be
I
fair,
have
no.
my gloves if it gets cold, but why bother when it's warm anyway?
Man has a point.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay, let's see if I can just turn that down.
I turned the heating off.
Yeah. He's cold now. He's got his gloves on. Okay. Oh yeah, you need to use the keys. Okay, so he's got his gloves. Yeah, I know, use the key. Ugh. Okay, so he's got his gloves on. So old boiler?
The thing felt really hot. Big demands seemed to be being made on it.
There's something on the thing I can pick up, I think. Well, it looks like I should be able to pick it up.
I didn't want to use that unless I really had to.
Okay. We'll look at things.
Being in a charming comfort station like this made me think fondly of the toilet in Syria. That place was kept in pretty good order. At least, it had been until I vandalized it. Still, it was all for a good cause.
Right, so I can look at it, but I can't grab it. Let's look at this again.
There was a big old boiler used for heating the building.
Can I... If I use this...
Capacious as my pockets were, I didn't figure I could
copper.
cram a shovel in.
I mean, yeah.
The shovel used to feed the
That's a bit
furnace
worrying.
was stuck into the pile of coal.
Oh, I can pick it up.
The cold tap's washer looked to have failed. It was just dribbling down the sink. The cold...
Yeah, okay. Is there anything I could use to... What did I just pick up?
It was the bar of soap I'd stolen from the washroom of the excavation site. I figured
Standard
washing
size
my
spider.
hands with that soap in that
Spot the
sink
Australian.
would just get my hands dirtier than when I'd started.
Okay. I've got some soap. Ooh, okay. Ah.
I made an impression of the big key in the cake of soap.
Right, what could I... Oh, maybe if I use plaster in the soap and then get it wet. Yeah, that was a heck of a clue.
Soap mold I'd made of the key.
But to be fair, I wouldn't have thought of that at all. And I've definitely got the water here this time. And then heat it. Yes, well done, George. Well done, George. Okay, now I have a key.
Well, it had taken a while, but I had made myself a completely unconvincing plaster key.
And now I need to...
Way too fragile to use in a lock.
Yeah, I was going to say I have to put it on the
substitute it for the
keys.
real one. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal.
How am I going to get it to look
Then
like...
again, that plaster statue in Syria
Yeah.
hadn't looked like stone until I'd been a bit artful with it. Maybe I could improve the key as well.
Okay. Let's use the key with the thingy.
No way.
Okay. Can I grab any... maybe use the key, rub it on the thing? Gonna just shrug. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Maybe not.
Ooh, right, okay. Keys aren't always silver. Right. Just gonna pop up here.
Hey, monsieur! Don't go with
Oh,
my
yeah,
keys.
fair. So I'll need to kind of double back. Double back and get it.
What is it?
Nudges are all well and
Here's the
good,
keys.
Sneaky.
Thanks.
Feel free with the nudges
Merci,
when we're
monsieur.
lost. But I think I've got a bit of a plan for them. What was that? I just had, or was it maybe it was the cogs from there. Oh, it's warm. I'm feeling damp. Like Joe, I think he's got it. I have a feeling, now this could be entirely wrong, but I do have a feeling I know what to do for this one small element. Ish. We'll see, I guess. We'll see if it works.
Hey, monsieur!
Okay.
Okay.
Please trade with you. My hands are
I should
freezing.
think
Oh
so.
no.
Meddling with a man's
The thing
fat
is, it's
blood.
probably quite cold for you over here. Okay. Gunmetal paint. There we go. Okay. We're on the right lines.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
You played Life is Strange? I haven't, actually.
I made this key out of plaster.
How thrilling! How clever! How pointless.
Oh, just let me dip it in your bits, please.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Hey, you! Get away from my dumpster.
Okay, he doesn't like me being anywhere near.
The gate was surrounded by some pretty fancy ironwork. Oh, darn. I left my grappling hook at home. No way could I get up there.
No, I haven't done any Life is Strange. Okay, right. I need to get rid of him. how do I get rid of him?
There was a dumpster full of debris. From the excavation, I guessed.
Right, okay. We've got very few things that we can use. I need to get him away from his bloody paint pot.
Hi,
But
it's me again.
there's no...
What?
There's nothing I can say
Be
to
seeing
him.
you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
First game is one I wish someone would hit me on his head from so you can forget.
It was a bright red plastic...
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to click that.
It was my plaster copy of the excavation key. Trouble was, it looked like plaster, and it felt like plaster.
Maybe I can get this in here.
Hey, monsieur, get away from my paint pot.
Okay.
I should think so.
The painter didn't seem to regard the painting as too important. Not as important as a cigarette break, anyway.
The end was disappointing. Oh, no, not one of those. We don't like disappointing endings. I just finished The Girl with All the Gifts, and the ending was fantastic.
I couldn't climb over.
He's just been painting the door frames. So, maybe there's a door frame here that I can rub the key on. Or he said he'd been painting the door frames. But there's no... Oh, what's this? This is something...
Yep, that was definitely debris.
His face
I
is
couldn't
not
see any
looking
use for a collection of dirt and half
very
bricks.
high res at all. It's the most pixelated George I've ever seen.
A dumpster with some debris in it.
Right, can I get it, though, to go up? Don't think so. I can't see anything in here that would suggest you can make it go. I needed him to have his gloves on so he couldn't feel the key. So we've got that bit done. There's no paint around the door frames. Other one, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, so just say they made the rest of the games for porn. Oh no. That's no good. We don't like that. Sneaky, what's the number I call to find the answer I need? Well, normally you call Nicole. That's cryptic. We like cryptic. I mean, Ghostbusters normally, isn't it? I'll just use it. I'll just use it and try it. Only in New York. I kind of get what you mean, but it's all about the journey to that point and the background to it all. Oh, fair enough. It's just straight through to...
Hi, Nick.
Goodbye, George.
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
What kind of help? I told you
Cool.
I'm busy.
This will only take a few minutes, I
Right.
promise.
Okay.
She's
What do you
just
want
got to
me to
come
do?
round and distract a
I
builder.
want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh,
I wouldn't have thought
okay.
of that at all.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him.
Because I just called her. I just called her beforehand, so it seems a bit weird that the answer is calling her again. I love that she doesn't even question it. Yeah, absolutely. George is playing silly buggers again. Just go along with it. It'll be fine. It'll all work out the same colour in the end. Brown, usually. Okay, and then we chat with him, and we say, like, the union's on the phone or something.
Hi, it's me again.
Gunmetal grey is what you're after. Well,
What
this is gunmetal
now?
paint. There's somebody on the phone for you.
You've got a phone call.
For me? Are you certain?
It's a woman. She sounded hot.
Oh, that's
What
not
woman?
aged well.
You must be mistaken, monsieur.
Need to get a list to play
Well, she
Lovely
asked
Stuff
for
of
that
Gaming.
punk of a
I thought
man
I'd
with
send
the
you over a
nicotine
list
fingers and his
beforehand, but I
ass
will go
hanging out
through
of
it.
his pants.
But this, Discworld, Game of the Day of the Tentacle,
Certainly
Sam and
sounds like me.
Max,
Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from...
Grim Fandango. There's a lot. There's a lot of brilliant point-and-click adventures. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Right. There we are. We have a gunmetal grey key.
The plaster key had soaked up the paint nicely, and now looked pretty convincing. Still felt like plaster, though.
Yeah, feeling is fine because he's got his gloves on. Oh, Monkey Island, of course. All of the Monkey Island games, including the new Return to Monkey Island. They're all brilliant. There was a great one on the old Xbox called Still Life. That was a fantastic game, but it's not backwards
Well,
compatible,
monsieur,
and I haven't
what
been
a
able to find it
strange
recently.
woman.
Done all the
She was
Monkey
all
Island
over
games.
me, and then
Perfect.
suddenly, nothing but abuse.
Really?
Why, abuse? Ah, well, I have a cigarette to finish. And monsieur, if she calls again, I am not available.
Yeah, that's fair, I think. Away you go. Right, let's speak to you. Get the keys again. Swap them over.
Hi again. What is it?
I want to use the toilet, please.
I need to use the toilet again.
I ate a dodgy
Again? Already?
croissant.
I have this problem.
Okay, I'm going to go away from him. Because even if it would work to not move away...
Talk to you later.
Au revoir,
No,
monsieur.
the weird 3D Escape from Monkey Island, I think. Yeah, that one was a bit odd. Certainly not my favourite. Curse is still my favourite. Curse of Monkey Island, I think, is the best one. Right, now I'm going to try... See, I wouldn't like to try and put a plaster key on a keyring. But let's give it a go.
Quickly and without fuss, I swapped
Cool,
the fake
awesome.
key for the real thing.
Take two. I'm not sure who it was who did it. Not 100%. Sam and Max is brilliant. Sam and Max was really good. Discworld Games. Monkey Island. I'm struggling to think of many. Right, give him his set of keys back. And now I need to get him to go away.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't
Fingers
notice the
crossed.
substitution.
Here's the keys. Thanks.
King's Quest
Merci,
Simon
monsieur.
Sorcerer. Okay, can I assume I can't just...
I had a hunch that...
Right, let's turn this up again. Maybe he'll go upstairs.
I turned the thermostat back to where I'd found it.
Maybe he'll go up.
Hi again.
What is it?
Don't need to use the toilet again, and I don't think he's gonna.
After the amount of...
No.
Au revoir, monsieur.
How do I get him out?
A guard stood by a door I guessed led to the excavation. He looked pretty pompous. Well, not so much pretty, just pompous.
Hmm. Leisure Suit Larry, I can't do.
Hi, Nico. It's me again.
I'd guessed. What do you want this time?
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, George.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter again?
Okay, I'll call back soon.
Good old Nicole. If he takes his gloves off, maybe you can steal them and then make it cold so he goes to warm. Though he doesn't seem to be taking them off. No, he doesn't. I needed to get him to put the gloves on just so that he wouldn't feel the plaster key. You can, but we can't watch, yeah. Okay, come on then. Well, where are you going? I didn't press to go up here.
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
No, it wouldn't be. I should be downstairs.
Hey, you! It's the phone.
Yeah? Who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman. Are you going to answer it?
Does she have a warm, sensual voice like molten chocolate?
Yes, yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to her.
I can see that. You're wasting time talking to me.
No, you don't understand.
Oh, I don't need to watch this develop. I should be downstairs putting a key in the hole.
You refuse. I'm wasting valuable time.
Don't make me laugh. Your time valuable? You just stand around all day.
I have a highly responsible job. Pah! Don't pah me, you elephantine oaf. My job is important.
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent in that case.
Meaning what?
Instead of which they
Okay,
hired
come
a
on.
dismal rent-a-cop like you. All epaulette and no brains.
Are they going to knock each other out? Are they going to get into a fight?
This looked set to carry on for some time.
Yes.
It was too good an opportunity to miss.
You're quite right, George. We shouldn't have been missing it in the first place. Silly George. It's like a school group, yeah, school ground argument. 100%. Right. Let's not forget to use the key on the door instead of just trying to open the door. Let's go, go, go. Add, no! We have made it to Baphomet. We've made it. There wasn't too much. He was just being a bit weird, to be honest. And yeah, the builder guy was saying that he wasn't going to go and answer it. And then they were having an argument about whose job was more important, basically. It was a bit weird. And I shouldn't have been there. I should have just been down here the whole time. It's a good point to save, and it's just gone midnight. So I think we're going to say goodnight to you, lovely, lovely people. Huge thanks as ever to everybody for coming and taking the look. If you do fancy it, we've got Pixel Bandits all over the web, and we've got a lovely little links thing that you can go to find us. That's Mastodon and Twitch and all sorts of stuff. So I have just saved it. I've got to remember that I've saved it. I'm sorry, Purple. I've got work in the morning, and also I really need a wee, so I do have to pop off. It's been beautiful though. You've been wonderful, wonderful people. Huge thanks for the follows and for the chat, and if people have been lurking, huge thanks for that. I love these puzzle games; they're brilliant. And when you folks are here with me to help, I've already been to the bathroom twice. I think that's what has made me need to go. Yeah, without you here, it would just be me kind of just staring at a screen going, what? So huge thanks for being here. Whether you're lurking, whether you're chatting, whether you followed or subscribed, it doesn't matter. I just thank you for being here. If you're hearing this, thank you. I'm going to head off. We are going to be back. I should be back next Sunday. I never quite know for certain until like 9:20. I also might try and pull it back half an hour earlier to start so we can get a bit more time in, but I'm not sure. 9:30 seems a nice time. So huge thanks for being here, for chatting, for entertaining me as much, probably more than I've entertained you. And yeah, we've managed to get George underground in Paris yet again. So it's been a good one, and we've made some progress, and we've saved it, and we died 4 times. Like, that's a bit much. But yeah, thank you for being here. I'm going to let you get to bed. I'm going to get to bed. And as we always say, bandits, whatever you do it slowly and enjoy it. And you look after yourselves. Thank you. Mwah.